Hey everyone, welcome back to the latest GoSkills Excel Challenge solution. How close did you get to solving it? Well, we've got Microsoft trainer Deborah Ashby ready to share her solution. Check it out right now.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at how I solved this month's challenge. And if you recall, this challenge was related to the London Marathon 2025. Now, the first thing I asked you to do in this challenge was to calculate each athlete's estimated marathon finishing time based on their 10K time. And we know that a marathon distance is 42 kilometers. So this is a pretty simple calculation. All we need to do is multiply the 10K time by 4.2. Now, when we hit enter, we should find we get the correct time. We can double click to copy down. Now, if your numbers look a little bit different to mine, it's going to be related to your formatting. So you need to make sure that you have the correct formatting applied. So if we go into more number formats and custom, this is the one you want to have applied, hours and minutes. So make sure everything looks correct. The next part of this exercise was to generate and assign a random bib number to each athlete. And the bib numbers should be between 10000 and 99999. And we need to ensure that there are no duplicates. Now again, this is a pretty simple thing to do. We can use the rand between function because that's going to allow us to specify a bottom and a top number, and it will generate random numbers between those two. So our bottom number is 1, and then we want 4 zeros, and our top number is 5 nines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close the bracket, hit enter, and then we can simply double click to copy down. Now, round between is what we call a volatile function, which means if we refresh or do something else in the worksheet, these numbers are constantly going to change. So in order to prevent that from happening, we just need to Control C, and then we can paste the values over the top. Now, if you're using Excel 365, you can use the keyboard shortcut Control Shift V to do that. Alternatively, if you're not, you can go into the Paste drop-down and just choose Paste Values. Now, I also asked you to check to make sure you don't have any duplicate bib numbers. Now, it is highly unlikely because we only have 30 or so runners and we have a very wide number range. But just to check, I'm going to do Control Shift down arrow. Let's go to conditional formatting, highlight cells rules and duplicate values. And we're going to say yes, highlight in red if we have any duplicates. So if I take a quick look down here, I can see that we don't. The next part of this exercise was to convert the dataset to an Excel table and name it Marathon 2025. So I'm going to click somewhere in my dataset, Control T. Yes, my table has headers. Let's click on OK, like so. And now we can go to the Table Design tab and we can give our table a name. So we're going to call this Marathon 2025 and hit enter. Now, the next part of this exercise was in columns G to I, so these columns just here, pick out of the dataset columns 1, 2, and 4. Because notice we don't have all of the columns listed here. We're not interested in the 10K time column. Now, there are numerous different ways that you could do this. I'm going to use the choose cols function. So let's type in equals. We're going to say choose cols, and this allows us just to select different columns from an array. So our array is the entire table. So I'm just going to select Marathon 2025, and then I just get to specify the column numbers that I want to pick out. So I'm picking out column number 1, column number 2, and column number 4. Let's close the bracket, hit enter, and there we have our list. Now again, notice the marathon times need to be formatted. So let's select them. I'm going to go into custom formatting, and we're just going to scroll down, and we want to format these as hours and minutes. So those look a little bit better. So now that we have the correct number of columns, I asked you to sort the list by the marathon time and then by the athlete name in ascending order so that the fastest runner is at the top of the list. And the reason why we're sorting by 2 columns is because some people have exactly the same time. So I want to have a way of sorting them even if they do have the same time. And I've gone for alphabetically by their name. Now, you could try and do a manual sort by right-clicking going to sort, or alternatively, you can use functions, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go into cell G6 where I have my choose cols formula, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to add a sort by on the beginning. Now our array is being generated by our choose_cols function. If I click at the end, I can now specify which columns I want to sort by and if I want to sort in ascending or descending order. And I want to sort this list in ascending order. So the first column I want to sort by is the marathon time. So I'm going to select this column just here, comma. I then get to choose ascending or descending. We want ascending. And then I want to sort by the athlete name column. And again, I want to sort in ascending order. Let's close the bracket, hit enter, and what we should now find is that we have the fastest athlete right at the top of this list. And we can see that Justin Wright is very quick. He can complete a marathon in just over 2 hours. So now that we have our columns picked out and we have our list sorted correctly, we want to assign our runner to different start waves. And a start wave, if you're not aware, is basically just the time that they're starting their marathon. So the next part of the instructions says in cell C38, enter the total number of athletes. So this is pretty simple. We can just do a count or a count A. So I'm going to do a count A and we're just going to select all of the athletes. Control Shift down arrow, close the bracket, hit enter, and I can see that we have 30 athletes. So final part of this exercise was in cells B40 to D50, organize the marathon runners into even start groups or waves. Now I want these to be even. I have 30 athletes and I have 3 waves. So effectively I want 10 athletes per wave. Now to do this quickly, again I'm going to use another newer function. I'm going to use wrap cols. Now the first argument is vector, so that is basically just the names that I want to wrap, and that's all I want to do is wrap the names around. So I'm going to select the athletes in this list, comma, and then I get to specify the wrap count. Now I want 10 athletes per wave, so the wrap count is 10. Let's close the bracket, hit enter, and we should now find we have 3 waves organized by estimated finish time from fastest to slowest. So this green wave is the slowest wave, red wave is in the middle, and everybody in the blue wave are expected to complete the marathon first. And that's how I chose to solve this challenge. As always, there are many different ways that you could tackle this, and I'd be really interested to see your solutions. Tell us what you think about my solution by commenting below or joining the conversation on our Slack channel. That's it for now, and I will see you next time.
So there it is. Did you get the same results? Did you use the same approach? Or did you try something different? We'd like to know. Share your take on the challenge in the comments below or join us for more discussion in our Slack channel. Link in the description. Thanks for participating, and make sure to subscribe to this channel to get an alert when the next challenge is released. We'll see you then.